made that music.
Went to war, beacon scores, they continue to fall. Corner stores, way to uphold all these wonderful laws. So much violence.
What's going on, everybody? It's the goddamn Wave Report, man. What's happening? It's your boy, Young One Jonah, man.
It's your boy, Joe Waters.
Oh, so you just gonna automatically kill my vibe.
For real.
It's your guy, Joe Waters, son. What's up? What's poppin',
Never
B?
this hype.
What's up? Rough Riders.
They on the perk today.
Drag on.
They on the perk.
Drag on.
They on the perk, man.
Ah,
Tremonte,
Pitbull with a
Dark
titty
Matter,
tat.
Wave Report, all of that. All that
that.
good stuff.
All that. What we on today, man? What we been doing this week?
Oh, man.
Grinding, baby. Grinding. Trying to get this grind going, B. Ain't nothing else, man. Just grinding, man. Grinding. Just
Working, school,
Right.
all that good stuff, preparing for the Wave Report, you know. Oh, yeah, we like to thank y'all for subscribing. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate it a lot because without y'all, there would be no Wave Report.
Facts.
As you can see, thanks to the team, we have a new backdrop. This will be what it is going forward.
Big facts. And we're gonna keep adding to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Hey, man, I was supposed to do it last week. I was supposed to add to it, fix it up a little bit last week, but
Grinding, bro.
bro, like, nigga been running around, man. Getting this merch game up. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Tour life. Shout out to that nigga Second Chance, bro. He a country singer, but shout out to that nigga.
Like, he a real life.
Second chance.
He a
Shout out
real
to
life
Second
country singer,
chance.
for real.
Yeah, for real.
And he
dog.
got his fan base bigger than your favorite rapper.
That's the weird part.
Dang.
That's not even a weird flex. That's real facts.
It's facts. It's for sure facts.
His fan base is bigger than your favorite rapper.
So as we get into it today, fellas,
Yeah.
we have a very interesting question.
Who had somebody had something? I know somebody had something.
Bro,
We be seeing y'all questions.
I laughed when I saw the question.
Okay.
This really made me think of some stuff.
Talk to
What's a better feeling? Sticking a tip in or seeing an idea come to life?
A better feeling? I'm going to be honest, though.
What's the better feeling?
A better feeling is seeing an idea come to life.
You sure?
I'm positive from my experience. Y'all niggas crazy. But
That
from my
initial stroke.
experience, when you plan out something and you see it manifest in front of you, it's like watching the flower bloom. I don't mean to be poetic. But it's like watching something be born in front of you. I don't think there are many better feelings than that. Just to see it, because it all starts and ends in your mind.
Facts.
So when you see it come out and you see it's coming out the way that you want it, not exactly 100%, but it's like coming to fruition, I don't think there's a better feeling than that.
Tay, I gotta agree with you. I really do. Joe, how you feel?
The tip.
Literally the moment, the exact moment that you receive payment for an idea.
Ooh, talk about it.
I'm gonna keep it a beam.
Talk about it. Come on now. You gotta go in.
The first time I designed something, printed it, pressed it, somebody said, "Hey, I want to buy that." And that first sale, the professionalism with it, ooh, that felt better than putting the first time I was able to get paid for a battle rap. The first time I was able to put a music song out, somebody actually paid to support it.
Bro, that's a hell of a feeling.
You gotta understand, like that. Oh my God, that felt like, no, granted, putting the tip in feels good.
Hey.
But it's not even the validation of your idea. It's just when you see, like, everything starts with just everything starts with a thought. The difference between a dream and reality is action.
Right.
So putting action behind something and then having that become more of a reality, that's that's the best feeling. Like, I want to have a kid. That's a thought. You put the tip in to have a kid, but then when the kid is born, first time you get to hold that kid, that feels way better. So yes, it's for me. It can never just sex is awesome, awesome. 3 thumbs. If I had more hands, but
Now, if the question was modified, it'd be a little different. It'd be harder for me because if we say the first time you ever stuck the tip in, that's different because that
I would definitely say that idea.
that sensation.
That's better than being saved.
That
The first time,
the very first time, bro. That
My
warmth,
first time probably
that,
different.
You
got a
didn't
fat
get-
girl or something?
You didn't get that feeling that went across your body.
Nope.
Like when you got in there, like you just like
Yeah.
oh,
That's better than being saved. nigga.
oh, you was like
That's better than.
oh, it's warm and cozy. Goddamn, what is this?
Yeah, that's what I.
Nigga, I'm about to.
Joe, where were you at?
2 strokes.
Where was Joe at? What were you doing?
I don't know, bro. He had some cold pussy.
He had to, man. He had to.
He had DiGiorno.
Yeah, man.
It wasn't
Nah.
delivered right. It wasn't hot and ready.
I'll leave the story for a different day. But yeah, it was I said I'll leave the story. It just the first few times I was like, okay, I was doing a job. I was doing a service. I didn't.
Yeah, real shit though.
I
Real
didn't
shit, bro.
enjoy that.
I think because you touched on it, that like for me, seeing that idea come to life, like I put out. I mean, I've done hella mixtapes, but my first album, Trillmatic, hey, go find that everywhere.
Everywhere.
Also find the
Yeah.
shirts on Amazon.com, Trillmatic
Yeah.
Tee. When I put that out, bro, I put it out December 2017, bro. That first 2 weeks of people buying and sending me those screenshots of them purchasing the album, the amount of people spinning it, and like, you know what I'm saying, just like the encouragement and respect they was given for
How it made
it,
you feel?
Bro, it was no other feeling I can relate it to, bro. Besides maybe the birth of my daughter. That was a weird feeling too. So I mean, it was similar because I gave birth to this album. You know what I mean? It came out of my soul. So that's the only thing close it came to. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that childbirth is on a whole nother level, but this came very damn close, bro. And honestly, ain't no pussy good enough in the world that can match that and make me feel how that made me feel. You know what I'm saying? When you put your heart, sweat into something, you put your heart into it. You know what I'm saying? All your time you dedicating into it. You know what I'm saying? Your money. You know, and to see it do damage is amazing, bro.
But you know,
amazing.
You know what this does? What this kind of says about us, though, is that our ambitions truly, like our ambitions really mean something. Because, you know, if you piggyback off the last episode, if you ain't got no job, and you ain't no desire to work, and you ain't got no ambition, then sticking the tip in, it's always gonna feel better than an idea coming to life because your idea is waking up and doing nothing. But if you actually have ambition, like I can't see, like you realize here's why the ambition part. That's why there's layers to it. Idea comes to life. You put that idea on paper. You put that idea to action.
Yeah.
Somebody buys a portion or they buy something from your idea. What happens? You now have disposable money. What do you generally do with that disposable money? Now, some
Reinvest.
can reinvest.
Buy
But
drugs.
then once you get some people do. But there comes a point where you have a profit. And when you have a profit,
Surplus.
you generally do something with that profit, and maybe you'll buy yourself something, or maybe you'll buy your lady something, or do something with your lady that will then lead to you sticking the tip in, because now you now have a surplus of extra funds.
And it's gonna be extra wet because you got money.
Yeah.
It's dry for a broke nigga.
Dang.
You ever had sex on money?
On money? No. Oh yes, actually, yeah.
Nah, not
but
me.
it was like $40, man.
It
was
was.
No.
It's 220.
No, it was 20. It was 120 and 21s.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
It's a
That's
strip club
fair.
night.
I had sex
That's
in my
fair.
wallet once, and it felt on payday. It just it was 18.
Hey, hold
Strip
on.
club
Somebody
night?
just took that out of context. It was a strip club night. I went to strip club with my homies, but I came back with my lady.
Okay.
Oh,
that's-
okay,
that's-
okay,
that's-
okay.
It's one of those nights. Let me.
Now I know you. I know some niggas have sex in the strip club. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, no. Nope.
I almost did that in Vegas now until I realized I was in Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, what the hell am I doing?
Wave report had been
man.
missing the moderator.
Yeah, man.
Bro, I'd have been dead.
Or he'd have been burning.
Don't ever stick nothing in the strip club in Vegas, bro. That's stupid.
Or anywhere. Let's lower that. Let's raise that bar.
These
I'm
niggas
just saying.
filthy, man.
I'm just saying, because some niggas, like, they never been out of their city, and they go to a whole nother city, state, place.
They got a character.
They get
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, you right.
Bro, don't do that shit.
You right.
Yeah, bro, I avoided it. You can, too.
Yeah.
Real shit.
Nah, it's not cool. Hey, strip clubs are, yeah, they're not for sexy time.
All right. Next, we're going to the next question, bro. Like, I think it's unanimous, you know what I'm saying? Like, seeing that idea come to fruition is
Yeah,
like,
man.
you know, like the best. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
Okay, so let's go to this next thing. It's a little deeper, bro. It's a little deeper, but
Let's get to it.
we can get to it. Do we truly, as a people, do we know how to deal with death?
That's a hard question, man.
And by the way, guys can send your questions in to our Facebook and YouTube. Put it in the comments. We take down
Yeah.
all questions. We take all suggestions. The people that inbox us and y'all recognize some of the questions and whatnot.
Yes.
That's how. You want to ask a
Yes.
question, put it in. We're gonna talk about it.
That's a good question. From what I've seen, most people don't know how to deal with death at all. Like, at all. People feel like if someone close to them dies, whether it's a relative, whether it's their child, unfortunately, spouse or anybody like that, I see people break down to the point they don't know how to recover. You ever been to a funeral? I'm sure you have, and you see that one person like they're screaming, they're screaming and they can't control themselves. That
More
like
times than I
death,
can count.
yeah, death isn't something that's common to them. Now us growing up in the hood, death we like desensitized to that type of stuff. We've seen so many people lose their lives young too. So as we get older, the only thing that may affect us like that is the loss of a child, you know, our wives or maybe our moms or something like that. But we've seen death before. A lot of people haven't experienced death, and I hear this often on social media. It's like, man, if my mom goes, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but everybody's going to go at some point. And I think it's important, no matter the faith you have, to have a foundation and come to grips with the best way that you can, that at some point, we don't know when, somebody close to us through illness or through unfortunate accidents, they're going to pass away.
Right.
And I think whoever the person is would like it very much if you continued on with your life and did the best that you could, instead of mourning to the point where you can't move on and move forward in your life to do what you got to do. So to answer your question, no, I don't think many people know how to deal with death, because death is taboo in a lot of ways, but it's not personalized a lot. So we'll read something in the paper or we'll see celebrities like, oh, they died, but until it's something that hits home, you don't feel it the same way.
I don't want to typecast people on death. Everybody has their own stage of grief and how they handle grief. It's no real easy way to do it. However, there are some people, myself included, who become numb to it. It's an unfortunate sadness where you see it so much, or you've seen it so much, that it's refreshing to not get a phone call that somebody passed away. It's refreshing to not have to go to funerals monthly. It's refreshing. But when you do, because you've been to so many, you become numb to it. It takes, to me, I feel like death, depending upon how you handle it, can kind of take away the humanity of a person. While you're still here. Like, literally,
Okay.
I don't like that somebody passed away. So I don't have belief that this life has meaning for me.
Okay.
A mother feels like she failed if her son dies to gang
right.
violence.
Yeah.
A son will feel like he has to now do more, or he could have did more in the event if his brother passes away. Now he's got to be the man of the house, or his dad passes away. Death causes so much disruption in your day But the key is to learn how to continue to live life. I think sometimes death makes people stop living for a moment.
Yeah.
And I used to hear at funerals all the time, we got to celebrate the good times of Mr. or Mrs. da 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 da.
Uh-huh.
But you also have to recognize that person is not going to be here anymore. I
Yeah.
think sometimes if you celebrate life so much that you don't take into account, okay, they're not here anymore, you never deal with it, and then it comes out in a terrible way, and it's never expressed, and it's grief isn't something that you should just bury. Have it, deal with it, grieve, mourn, and then celebrate the life. That way you can live to honor maybe a legacy.
Yeah.
If my grandmother passed, or when my grandmother passed,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of grief. But on the other side of that, I knew what she wanted from me. I knew what she expected of me.
Mm-hmm.
I knew how much I mattered to her. So I had to grieve her loss first because I wouldn't be able to, it would take me a longer time to get to focusing on what her legacy was and what her expectations for me was if I said I'm just going to suppress that and just think about the happy times. Death is tough. Everybody deals differently.
Yeah.
That's how I deal with mine. I'm just, like I said, respectfully, there's people who are just numb to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think my first encounter with death itself was I was 5 years old when my grandmother died. Most people don't remember shit like that, but I remember because I used to live with her. You know, I was the granny baby. You know what I'm saying? That kind of person. Like my mother was young when she had me. You know what I'm saying? She was 15 when she got pregnant, 16 when she gave birth to me. I lived with my grandmother. I used to like snitch on my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like she do type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It was just that kind of relationship. Like I love my grandma. And so losing her when I was 5, you know what I'm saying, was like my first taste of it, and it was early.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, if I would encounter that again. I remember sitting in the church, first row on the right side, and I was sitting in the pew. I had a Super Mario shirt on at my grandmother's funeral. And I remember I shedded one tear because I didn't really fully understand what was happening. I just knew she was laying in there, and everybody else was crying and stuff. So, like, you know how you can feel the energy in the room, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else, I got a strong family, though. It wasn't too crazy, but they was shedding tears and stuff. So I did. Naturally, it came down, and I was like, damn, I don't like this feeling.
Uh-huh.
Little did I know, 6 years later, I would lose a friend. He was hit by a car going across a busy street in West Tampa, trying to cross Armenia.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It was really bad back then. And, that was my next encounter with death. And that kind of blew my mind. I was like, bro, I hang out with this nigga every summer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I see him because we had same babysitter. And that really hit me again. It's like, okay, this shit happens like to all of us. They don't discriminate. You know, it can be old people, it can be young people. Oh wow, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. And I was talking to a sister at the time too. So, look at me. I'm 11 years old talking to a sister. I guess we were boyfriend, girlfriend, or off and on, or
Something like that,
We
yeah.
like each other. You know, we kiss each other on the cheek.
Yeah.
And to see her broken, that kind of hit me too. It's like I'm emotionally awkward at times, so I learn from other people's experience a lot of times. So I see how it is affecting her. I see how it's affecting the people around, and I was taking it in. It's like, damn, this is crazy. Then I got a little older. I lost a cousin in 2013. I lost a homie in 2016. I lost my aunt last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's increasing. Like the loss, the older you get, the more loss you see.
Yeah.
And it's not that you ever get immune to it, but it's how you react when it happens that really shows what you learn from each experience.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing I learned is this, and I put this actually, interestingly enough, my first album, Traumatic, I had a song called Legacy. And basically, my theory is this: when someone dies and moves on, you got an option. You can mourn forever, or you can pick up where they left off. I choose to pick up where they left off. Whatever they were best known for, however I want them to be remembered, I talk about that. I pick up where they left off and I move on with it myself. Like I pick up the pieces, I put it on my back, and they live forever with me. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I deal with death. I don't know if it's a real appropriate way or politically correct way to deal with death, or there's like a set standard, but I do that. I pick up the pieces and I put it on my back and I say, let's keep going.
Yeah.
I can't imagine, like you said, on social media, niggas always say, I can't imagine losing my I can't neither.
Yeah.
I can't neither, because I might revert back to a savage. There's a strong possibility I might. But if I continue to stay true to my convictions, even when she gone, I can pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
And she a strong woman. So that's a lot of pieces to pick up. But I have to become that. I have to take on what she left behind, the example she said. I have to fill them shoes. That's my personal convictions. That's what I feel like I got to do. I got to step into place and, you know what I'm saying, and be that, fill that void. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, if you're spiritual, you're religious or whatever, God is the only one that can truly fill a void inside of a person.
Yeah.
But in the physical, I got to be the one to step up.
Yeah.
I got to be a man for
All
my
of
family.
us. Yeah. All of
big
us.
facts.
Yeah.
Nah, you're not telling a lie there, bro. It's a touchy subject, bro, because it's that legacy of the person. Like if they mean something to you, there's a step that you're going to take in your life that's going to be to honor them.
Yeah.
If they mean something to you, there's a step. Now, I've lost a lot of friends, but losing a family member that everybody's got like that, maybe like an uncle or a cousin or somebody that means something to you. Like when you lose that person, it truly can shake. It can shake you. It can rock you. Grandparents, especially, they're filled with so much love, but I wish my grandmother had said this to me, but I understand it now. I wish she had told me, I'm proud of you for whatever you're gonna do in the future. Like if she had told me that, I would have felt like, all right, I can do just enough to get by. But without hearing those words, every day I'm pushing harder and harder and harder so that she could tell me that she's proud. It's like Christians live to hear, welcome my good and faithful. We want to hear God say He's proud of us.
Yeah.
We live a life to one day hear God tell us He's proud of us. Honoring legacy of somebody who passed, a lot of people move and operate the exact same way.
Yeah. For sure.
I think I could sum this up for the Wave Report. We were talking about death is uncomfortable, and I'll let y'all know that life is truly the most precious thing we have. So when you have people who say cherish those while they're here, a lot of times we take it for granted.
Facts.
Once somebody's gone, they're never coming back. Physically, they'll never be here again. So if you have friends, you have families, you have amends you need to make, you have that grandma who probably wasn't the nicest to you, dad, whatever the case is, man, people who are in your life or around your life, please cherish them.
Facts.
Because today could be it, quite literally. We've all seen it happen. So cherish those in your life, make every day the best.
Real talk.
Nah, I'd say that's facts, man. Like,
Yeah.
I that's super facts.
I admit, man, I've had people in my life that I didn't cherish. I'm a pretty honest person. I overlooked them at times, until it was too late. Don't make the same mistake that I made. Thankfully, I've grown and I've matured to the point where anybody who's in my life, Wave Report brothers, shout out to Trey and his wife, all my friends and family, I try to contact them. You're not going to speak to everybody every single day. People busy, people have lives and kids and stuff like that. But I try to let people know that I appreciate them, I love them from the bottom of my heart. And I encourage you to do the same.
Real shit.
Yeah.
Hey, let's switch gears, fellas.
Yeah, man.
Let's get on our bullshit, bro.
Okay.
Man, I was getting emotional
Okay.
over here thinking about the
Me too.
homies and shit. You know,
Facts.
so it's, the only thing that can make me feel better is getting on that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So, question. Actually, Tay, you put this in our group chat. We got a group chat we communicate in, and Tay put this question in a while
Yeah,
back.
proof that it was me.
I got proof. It says, "Yep, it's you." Can men blame the lack of a consistent father as reasons why we don't treat women well? Mm-hmm.
So since I asked the question, Joe, I think you should answer it first.
Wow.
Damn, Daniel.
It's a setup.
Let's get it.
Gosh, it's terrible.
The lack of a consistent father figure. So why we don't treat women well.
Choose your words wisely, Joe.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Pull my chair up.
I
See what we
didn't
doing.
have my father growing up.
Okay.
Quite frankly, I thought my father was trash because I had an image of him. I had an image of somebody who just didn't want to be there, who had twin boys and he didn't want to be there for them.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the men my mother dated. They raised their voice a little bit. But they were only there for a few days, boom, boom, boom. They'd bring flowers, they'd bring roses, but then they'd be gone. I would see my role models. The ones I gravitated to the most always argued with their ladies. Wasn't always in my life every day, maybe during basketball season, so on and so forth. I saw my guys at my very first job. They would argue with their ladies too. I saw my people at my first corporate job. They didn't have great relationships with their ladies. They would argue all the time. I didn't have anybody consistently loving their wife, loving their lady. The first person I ever met that I kind of just was like, yo, they don't argue at all, was my youth pastor. My youth pastor, Charlie Ammons, Bad News VA, what up? Literally made an effort to show his wife that she mattered all the time. Was the first person that took time to make sure that she knew that she was valued. Never raised his voice. His tone. It's this thing, like, women have this thing about tone. His tone never changed. And he's a preacher. You know preachers. Jesus said, and God said. His tone when talking to her never changed. And I spent nights at his house. I got kicked out of my crib a long time ago, so I had to spend nights, weeks actually, at his house. His tone never changed. But I didn't have enough time with him, and I can admit that. When I started to get into relationships, if you don't know how to be in a relationship, you copycat.
That's right.
So I would try to be Charlie Ammons in every relationship that I was in. The problem is, what I consistently saw was the person who argued and yelled. So I always raised my voice, always was amped, always was ready to go. I was always DMX from Belly. No, Keisha. Nah. But I literally was always amped. I was always like hype about things, and it was just because I was copycatting what I had seen. If I had a good person, a good man in my corner to show me this is how you treat a woman, I would have been able to apply that without having error. All I saw consistently were men who didn't want to, who would talk to a chick, get them happy, get bored, and kind of do what they wanted to do. Art imitated life. I never had somebody who can consistently do that. So as a man who has a son, I consistently show my son how much his mother is valued. He is now at 11 years old, repaying that back by showing his mother his appreciation on a daily basis. So yes, having a consistent man, father figure, stepdad, man in your life who consistently puts value on a woman can shape how you treat a woman yourself.
How you feel, Tay?
It definitely can shape how you treat a woman, but it can't be your excuse when you're like 35, 40 years old.
Okay, talk about it.
You didn't have a consistent father figure. Because now you're at the point where you've had enough life experience to where you could change. You could change. Now, childhood has a lot of psychological traumas. There are a lot of nuances and complex things that occur when you don't have a father figure. And me personally, I think having inconsistent father figures in your life is a lot of times worse than not having a father at all.
Right. I agree.
Because you know, at least like if your father isn't there, you know he's not there. You know he's not around. But having, dudes repeatedly come in, like, I'm going to be here, and then they leave,
Yeah.
you will reenact that to women, as you grow up. So, you'll meet a woman, you're like, look, I'm going to be here because, like he said, like Joe said, you copycat. That's what I saw. And then you leave. It can definitely shape how you treat women. But like I said, when you're 30, 35, 40 years old, and let's say you have a kid or something like that, you have to be a better example. You have to try your hardest. And a lot of times, no pun, therapy is a good thing, man. Yeah. Counseling, going to talk out your problems with somebody, because sometimes, and I'm gonna be honest, sometimes when you're talking to a woman about it, she may not understand. But speaking to like a professional about it, or speaking to your homies about it who can relate, they'll tell you they understand, but they will also tell you, if they really your homies, that, man, you got to tighten up, because you don't want to mistreat a good woman, because once a woman has her mind made up, and if you mistreated her, she's gone.
Facts.
She's gone. And she's not going to take that excuse that I didn't have a good father figure growing up. Because now you have to be the father figure, for your kids, for your potential kids you may have if you don't have any. So there's a lot to take in with that question. I probably didn't know the severity of the question when I asked it in the group. Obviously, I had no idea the severity of the question when I asked it in the group. But I piggyback off of what Joe said, man. It definitely it can have a lasting effect.
Right.
But women don't have to put up with a man constantly giving the excuse of, I didn't have a father figure in my life, and he like 38 with 2 kids and stuff like that.
Facts.
I got to call an audible here.
What's the audible?
I need you to answer that question.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
The general answer, and I would say if we took a census, everyone would say, for sure, that's the reason why these niggas can't treat these women well. They didn't never have a father figure. This is why. I think this is our number one excuse.
Okay.
I do not believe this is why niggas don't treat women well.
Okay.
I do not. And this is why. And I use my life as the perfect example.
Okay.
Obviously, I understand there's nuance. I understand that there's different, reasons for why people act how they act, and certain things happen, trauma, etc.
Okay.
Let's take my life. My pop's cool dude. But he probably wasn't around like most fathers are.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He'd get ghost for a while. My sister didn't take too well to it, and so she can probably use the excuse for how she acted with certain things. Me, I feel differently. I look at him, and I see what I want to do differently. My stepfather, amazing man, which is my little brother's dad. Amazing man, to me, in my opinion. He struggled with substance abuse, cocaine. Is that a perfect man or a perfect role model? No, it's not. But there's pieces of him, my father, other role models I may have had, people I looked up to. I'm going to keep it 100 with you, bro. I looked up to certain sports figures as well.
Yeah.
I learned from Barry Sanders. This might sound weird as fuck, bro. When he scored a touchdown, he never celebrated. He handed the ball to the ref.
Yeah.
He said, why should I celebrate? I got to act like I've been there before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I took that and applied that to my life.
Yeah. That's
Like
real.
I don't act a fool for certain things. I gotta have my professional, you know what I'm saying, my guard up in that sense. I take everything that I've seen as good because I'm older, and even when I was younger, you come to a certain age where you learn what's right and what's wrong, right? So you can decipher between, okay, I shouldn't do that, and that's something good. That can be beneficial. That's bullshit. I think I got into that at the age of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I was molested at the age of 10. Raped. My babysitter, she was 16. She made me do ungodly things. Had a whole threesome. And that wasn't cool.
Uh-huh.
I knew it was wrong. I didn't need a father figure to tell me that was wrong. And the stuff that I did afterwards in my sexual life as an adult, I know that's direct, from that trauma. I became a freak, an absolute freak. Now, not having a man in my life as consistently as others, what it did make me do is get this edge, or just chip on my shoulder. I gotta avoid being like this, being like certain people. So I just took the flip of it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that I started treating women wrong. I was actually, and I'm not now, but I started out being a super romantic, ridiculously romantic. I'm talking about writing poems, leaving it in places I know you're gonna find. You know what I'm saying?
Wearing pink polos.
Yeah, hey, I'm still on that. You feel me?
Fly.
You know what I mean? All types of stuff. Dressing. Let's dress up the same color today. Let's flick up. Let's go somewhere and do something. It's all about you, baby. It's all about you. I'm gonna drop the whole check on the bill. That was stupid as fuck. That was stupid as fuck. And a lot of ladies was hearing what I was just saying. It was like, that's how you treat a woman. No, that's stupid as fuck. I didn't have my priorities in order. I was too busy trying to be the opposite of what I saw in life and what I didn't have from that lack of a consistent father, that I was fucking myself up in the long run.
Preach.
I didn't end up with any of these women that I treated amazingly. You know what I'm saying? I wasted bread. I wasted opportunity. I'm supposed to be in the fucking NFL right now. I'm chasing hoes. I couldn't even focus on school.
I can relate.
I got kicked out of 3 high schools.
I can't relate. That's crazy.
I can relate.
You know what I'm saying? For real.
Dang.
For real. I started out at Hillsborough. Let's say I graduated at Robinson. But in between, I went to East Bay.
What you got kicked out for?
Lincoln, Denby, Woodside, Jamestown.
What y'all got kicked out for?
So I got the first time I was getting kicked out. I was skipping school. Of course, I was going to chill.
Right. Right.
Like I say, women. The second time, I was fighting and stuff, and I couldn't get it right. I was living with my dad, ironically. With that consistent father figure in the house, I was fucking up worse.
That's interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, look, it's different strokes for different folks, but I took it and flipped it. Say, I don't want to be that. You cool, you could have done better, but bro, I don't want to be you. So I'm gonna try to be better. Everybody got a moral compass.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's an excuse that we use, especially as black men. We love this fucking excuse. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my life would have been better if I had a dad. Get on CNN crying and shit. Because you was a drug dealer, you was rapping and shit, you was talking all this mad shit. But then you get caught on something, if I had a consistent father, fuck you, nigga.
Yeah.
I ain't had one, bitch. And I ain't in on that stupid shit. Everybody got a moral compass. Everybody make decisions and got the choice to do something by their motherfucking self. And they ain't had no gun to their motherfucking head.
Yeah.
You can treat a woman right, you can treat a woman wrong. It's on you and what you want to do. If you decide to invest that kind of shit into a woman, you will do it. If you ain't feeling it, you ain't ready, you ain't gonna do it. And most of the time you dragging shit on, trying to tell her you gonna be ready soon, or you preparing, or you trying. Nigga, you ain't doing shit.
Keep going.
You ain't doing a motherfucking thing, and you enabling that nigga if you allowing him to do that.
Keep going.
Real shit. I don't give a fuck if he never had it, that he never saw another man in his life until, you know what I'm saying, until he met like his father-in-law or some shit. And that's the only, I don't give a fuck what the case may be. Everybody got a moral compass. Everybody got some kind of aspiration. Everybody got something they want to do. They know how to treat people.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
So that's just me. Like, I get the general consensus. I get it, okay, because it does have effects.
Yeah.
And certain people take it differently. But I'm just speaking off of how I took it. I took it and said, I don't want to be that. And I did the opposite. You know what I'm saying? I just hate the excuses that, especially black men, that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of time that we give, you know what I'm saying, when we into some shit and we go back to our childhood. Yeah, man, it's, you know, I was in the projects, I was living house to house. Nigga, me too.
Yeah.
You know, fucking excuse. You don't get no sympathy. That shit ain't cool no more.
Yeah.
That's
I agree.
happening to everybody.
Yeah.
America's a fucking ghetto.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I don't know, man. Maybe y'all let me know if I'm being, you know.
Y'all let us know, man.
If I'm being crazy
look,
with it.
There's no excuse for it. Like, there's some people who, you know, because they feel like they didn't have a childhood when they were here, you know, they pretty much would make their own theme parks and climb trees and own monkeys and different things like that. But that's not an excuse. Like, a childhood is maybe like 5 to 10 years. You can't do that your whole life. And some people have an experience, and for them, it enables them to be stuck on just one type of age bracket group, even if they aren't legal, R. Kelly. Like, we can't make an excuse. Those excuses, nah, King. Like, we men, kings, the expectation for us is always greater. Black kings, you can't say, I didn't have this, so I can't provide that. No. If you don't have money, you can't pay your bill.
Facts.
But you do have decisions, and you can pay that forward.
Yeah,
Facts.
That's
Facts.
real.
So, can't make excuses, B.
Facts.
Find a way to push through. Find a way to be greater than the excuse that you can make.
Yeah, real talk, man. Life is hard.
Yeah.
Life is hard, man.
It's never meant to be easy.
Right. And I believe, we can end it off on this note, but I do believe that, not to get extra spiritual for some of y'all who ain't into that shit, but I believe that God placed us exactly where we are in the family that we have for a reason, for a purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's for us to grow and learn and do something in that lane. You know what I'm saying? Like, our purpose, it revolves around that. You know what I'm saying? We're here for a reason. It's no mistake that we was placed in the projects. It's no mistake that we were placed in a trailer park or, you know, wherever. It's no mistake. It's for a reason. You're here for something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just got to find that purpose and activate that and roll with that. You feel me?
That's all, baby.
Hell yeah. So yeah, man. I like this episode, bro. We
touched. We went around.
What we gonna title this bit? What we gonna title this bit? I don't know.
Trill talk.
Trill talk.
Deaf to excuses.
Bars.
Such a rapper. Such a rapper.
Bars. Nigga, I like that. Hey.
Wordsmith.
Hey, this is our 21st episode.
Facts.
Yeah. 21st episode.
Deaf to
And
excuses.
we not getting deported.
Oh my God.
That was savage.
I like that.
Hey, shout out to 21 Savage,
Hey,
man.
for real though, you going through
For
some real
man.
shit. But it was a shocker to find out he was British. I can't even front. Boy, I laughed my ass. I say, nigga, I never would have guessed.
Really?
I never would have. But hey, on a serious
Got a lot
note,
of euros in his bank
fuck
account.
everybody who talking about, oh, you know, he ain't real and he ain't from Atlanta, because the boy came here as a jit.
Yeah, as a kid.
That nigga is from Atlanta.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Yo, if you discredit him, you got to discredit Ludacris. If you discredit him, you got to
Right.
discredit
Lucas
Drake.
from Ohio.
But you got to discredit him. You got to discredit Drake. You got to discredit. There's a lot.
Like
of people you gotta
90%
discredit.
of the
Gucci
hip hop
Mane
culture.
from Alabama. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, hey, this is the motherfucking Wave Report, goddamn. We appreciate y'all tuning in and rocking with us every Monday, man.
Dang
Hey,
it.
y'all love and support is well appreciated over here,
Yes.
for real, man.
Subscribe to
We're
the
gonna keep growing.
YouTube channel.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us.
Hey, follow the Instagram too, the Wave
yeah.
Report 813. You know what I'm saying? Hey, the Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, holla at us on that.
813 as well.
Yeah. We go live, we talk. Make sure y'all hit us up in the comments. Let us know what y'all think about this episode. Y'all disagree with anything, feel free to say it too.
Yeah.
We don't need a bunch of yes man following us, bro. Let's talk about it. Let's create dialogue. You feel me? It's the Wave Report, baby.
Holla.
Gang.